So today we're leaving Stan's camp.
So this is the track into 14 Mile.
So I'm really stoked. Got he talks about it. Now I know what the hype's all about.
Next minute, there's like two sharks, like literally right on the water's edge. The effect of its light scatters right across the horizon line. That's my favourite.
You come into a new spot, explore that.
Wow, well that was a complete surprise. There's this small dingo on the side of the road. But that's going to take Pete about half an hour to inflate the tyres up and then we can hit the road. And the sea at the moment is looking like it's liquid titanium. This is what it's all about. Welcome to another episode of Art Zone Travel's Offgrid Ventures. In this episode, we continue exploring one of Western Australia's most breathtaking coastal escapes, Warroora Station. This incredible outback to ocean destination sits along the stunning Coral Coast, offering a true off-grid adventure right on the doorstep of the world-famous Ningaloo Reef. Located about 18 kilometres south of Coral Bay and 177 kilometres north of Caravan, Warroora Station stretches across 50 kilometres of pristine coastline, where the red dirt of the outback meets the crystal clear waters of the Indian Ocean. There are multiple stunning beachside campgrounds, but you'll need to be self-contained, have a four-wheel drive and book well in advance through the Department of Parks and Wildlife. We'll drop a link below for all the details. From spotting humpback whales, dolphins, manta rays and turtles to exploring the vibrant coral reefs, the adventure here is endless. Boating and fishing are also really popular here, but just remember to respect the dedicated sanctuary zones. For the next few days, we'll be camping at the famous 14 Mile Campground, relaxing, fishing and exploring its beautiful coastline. Warroora Station offers an unforgettable off-grid experience. We camped at Warroora from late June to early July in 2024, and if you are planning a trip, the best time to visit for ideal weather conditions is between April and August. So let's dive in and start exploring. First, we're taking you back to Stan's camp in the last episode, which was a day that we had ventured out on a recce to take a sneak peek at 14 Mile Beach Camp, just to scope out the campsite we'd booked before towing the van up there the next day.
Today we're leaving Stan's camp and going for a day trip up to 14 Mile, which is where we're going to be staying this week, but we just had to wait here until we can get a spot in. So we're excited to check out 14 Mile and see what it's like. Everybody talks about it, and we'll go and check our site out and do a little bit of a reconnoitre.
Oh, well, that was a complete surprise. We just were driving down the track here up to 14 Mile, and Pete says, "Tom, there's a dingo." And I said, "What?" And like, there's this small dingo on the side of the road. He doesn't look too well fed, mind you, but nevertheless, like, that was incredible to see that.
Yeah, first dingo since Fraser Island, Gunnery. It's a bit of an unusual thing that he's actually right on the road, right there. And as soon as I pulled up, he was like, "Oh, yeah, okay, don't get out," he was sort of saying to me. And then he said, "No, I'm out of here." And then I just basically put it in reverse and slowly reversed back and kept up pace with him. Very, very thin, but I think most dingoes are. I mean, if you know more about dingoes than us, make a comment. He looks very thin.
All right, so this is the track into 14 Mile. Right, so we just turned right into sites 29 to 46, so we'll check them out now. So that's 29.
Yeah, so just pulled up at the site we're going to be at tomorrow night. Very happy with it. It's up the back, it looks west, you get a bit of privacy when you put the awning out. Some of them through here, they're back to back on each other. Ours 35 isn't, so that's good.
Alright, so we've chucked a lefty now and we're going down to look at sites 4 to 13.
That's that one.
That's site number 4, cracker of a spot. Number 13, right at the end when you can't go any further, that's an absolute cracker.
$14 to $28. Just remember those numbers. Now, I was thinking, what's so special about this? Went to the right. Now I know what the hype's all about. They are spectacular. They're on the front, but they are back. So the road is in front of the vans, but there's plenty of space. If you can get those spots, hand book up to 6 months ahead, 180 days to be specific. And the trick is work out that exact day, and midnight in 1 second is when you've got to try and book it, and that's Perth time.
Okay, so we are just heading back to Stan's camp.
So I'm really stoked. We've just checked out site 35. Now it is up the back, but hey, there's some really nice privacy there. There's been a lot of wind, so you know it's a good place to just chill out, and we'll come up here tomorrow morning. So we just pulled up here on our way back to Stan's, and I said to Tan, "Why have we got these 2 yellow poles?" And then it occurred to me that there's different recreational zones along here for fishing. So there's a sanctuary zone and a recreational zone. So where these 2 poles are, any on that side you can't fish from a boat or spearfish, but on this side you can fish out of a boat and you can use a spear gun. So recreational zone this way, 14 Mile and the ridge, And on this side we've got heading down towards Stan's Beach, Al's, Pelican Point. I don't know how far they go down, but they're the zones.
I feel tears welling up behind my eyes. Far from home, every thought brings me down. Sun still shines, dry my eyes, take a breath, wash my face, pale and thin, start again. But I think I need somebody to love me, to love me, to love me.
Wow, what a magical night here at Stan's Camp, just south of 14 Mile Beach on the Ningaloo coast. Just watch the sun go down, and the sea at the moment is looking like it's liquid titanium. Just can't describe it. So grateful. Anyway, check this, guys. So you can't see from here, but scattered in amongst all the sand dunes up here, our camping neighbours are just tucked in there having drinkies, and then same all the way along this coastline. There's a couple more campers down there, and we're all enjoying this magnificent sunset. This is what it's all about. Looking forward to tomorrow, Pete.
Tomorrow's move day, so it has a great deal of anticipation. You've got to pack up, and then there's new adventures to a new spot, explore that area. It's a great day. I always enjoy move day.
I was just saying to Pete as we were looking out here at the horizon line that I think this time of the sunset is my favourite, when it's not when the big ball of sun finally sinks down over that horizon line. It's when the sun is on the other side of the earth now. You can't see it, but the effect of its light scatters right across the horizon line and lights up that whole panorama. Yeah, to me, I think that's my favourite. Ready for your second coffee?
100%. So we've just left Stan's and we're moving up to 14 Mile. Now, you might be wondering why, considering it's a 15-minute drive, but it's pretty popular around the Ningaloo coastline. So we could get 3 or 4 days here at Stan's and 3 or 4 days at 14 Mile. So we're now just travelling up there.
So for those of you who haven't travelled Western Australia before and you're going to do that one day, that's just a tip to remember is if you can't get into your ideal camp at first, there's always another one close by. So if you can get a booking in that and just hang out for a couple of days and then move into your, your favourite campsite, that's one way of doing it.
So the stay at Stan's was just absolutely fantastic. The views were amazing. You just walk down to this little side road and you sit there and watch the sunset. However, it's very exposed there to the prevailing winds. So one thing, if you're coming over, just be aware that it can get a little bit windy through there, particularly on the south side. But otherwise, yeah, cracker spot.
What I'm looking forward to the most is we're looking east right now into the sand dunes, and I'm looking forward to that big ball of light popping up over those dunes in the morning, so that should be pretty awesome. Yeah,
Really happy to be at 14 Mile. It wasn't on the plan. The rest of them further north, we booked
6 months in advance,
6
I think.
months in advance,
all the
so-
way from Brizzy. We left Brizzy mid-January, and by the time we hit Ceduna just before going across the Nullarbor, there was about 5 nights where we were up at like 12 to 1 in the morning, both laptops open, ready to make that booking on the mark of 12 midnight, and we were mostly successful. So we've got some really nice campsites booked up the Ningaloo coast. Wow, 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 and wow. We're just walking over the sand dunes towards the beach here at 14 Mile. Man, it's a glass off today, and we've certainly picked the day to arrive. So excited to throw ourselves in this water. Just been for a dip in that beautiful blue sea and it's just beautiful temperature. It's really warm and it's just amazing. Because of the reef system out here, the water on the inner reef is so calm, and particularly on a day like today when the wind is really low, it's just like one great big swimming pool out there. Just beautiful.
One of the things we've noticed is that, around there is where all the caravans are on the beach, and they've made it really good here because up here on the right you can swim. All the people at the back, they're not walking through the caravans at the front. We just had a swim there, absolutely glorious. The sand is so fine, the water's so blue, the wind's dropped. It is one of those places that you think you've gone to heaven on earth. And today's that day. Wow.
There, Pete.
Well, I picked up a visitor guide, and there's a lot of information in here about the Ningaloo coast, and I want to go fishing. I'm so excited. I've got my rods and I've got this bag of tackle, but I don't want to do the wrong thing. I just want to make sure that I want to fish in the right areas. So along this coastline, I've just been researching. There's lots of different zones where there is areas you can fish and where you can't fish. And that sort of really means that we're protecting for the future stocks of fish and everything else. So in the book they've made it really easy. There's a lift out map of the zones, and then they've got the activities that you're allowed to do. So for an example, stands, and I'm going to open this up and have a quick look, and I can tell by looking at this that I'm in the Pelican Sanctuary Zone, which is green. And then I find the green colour here, and basically it's saying I can only snorkel, dive and use a boat here. I cannot do anything else. I cannot fish in this area, and they actually want minimum impact. Up here at 14 Mile, there is a yellow zone, and it's called a recreational zone. So it's a good name for it. And you can basically pretty well, within all the limits, do anything you like. You can use a boat, dive, snorkel, fish. You can throw a net, spear fish, mud crab, but you can't collect shells.
Nice day for it, Pete.
It's a cracking day today. I'm very excited. Gentleman hours though, it's about 9:30. It was a bit too cold this morning for me to get up. I haven't fished for a long time. I've still got all the gear. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. First time I've fished in Western Australia. There's this big sand dune here behind our camp, and just on the other side's the water. It's a bit windy today, like yesterday was just glassed out, so it was just great. So I'm going to go down over here, which means I can throw my line with the wind behind me, so we'll go out further. And there's a bit of reef down there, so never know your luck. You got to be in it to win it. And today is a good day. I'm just about to see the ocean when I get to the top here. There it is. Oh my goodness. Even if you don't catch a fish, this is just so beautiful, just to stand and fish and have a look at that view. Holy mackerel. So this area here at 14 Mile is a recreational zone, and I'm allowed to fish here. So that's why you can see so many boats. They haven't gone out today, as I said before. It's a little bit windy, but who cares? Let's go and catch a fish. So the water's a little bit more milky today, so you can't see to the bottom, so I'm happy about that. Fish tend to like to hide somewhere around reef or when it's murky. So we're going to head up here. You'll see a little bit of dark colour over there, and that's where the reef is.
Am I ever gonna get there? Am I ever gonna get there? Am I ever gonna get there? I guess we'll see. Cause I'm trying to find my place. And I heard a man once say, son, you gotta run your own race. And don't you ever stop. No, don't you ever stop. Am I ever gonna get there? I don't know if I'll get there.
So where were you aiming for, Pete?
I wanted to just get it close to the reef, and so it was about, I don't know, half a metre out, so that's a good throw for me. And the fish will swim along the rock edge there, and hopefully they'll pop out and grab it. Definitely would have been better if it was high tide, but hey, we're on the Ningaloo coast for the next 6 weeks, so practice makes perfect. Oh,
Get a bite?
the rod just went further into the rod holder.
You had a good time, Pete?
Yeah, a couple of hours out here. We've had a few bites. It's been promising. Got one really good bite. So they're definitely here at 3 fingers. But it's getting up towards the middle of the day now. So we'll call it quits and we'll come back and have another crack. Tell you what, why don't we come back later this afternoon and do sunset drinks as well as fish?
Don't have to convince me.
Why don't you have a crack at doing it yourself?
I am.
You might have better luck than me.
I don't know. I think sometimes if you care less about catching a fish is when you'll catch a fish. So I'm
That's right. Well, I'll have a try.
going to go this side. Hopefully.
So hard to see from the moment you arrive.
Cheers. I'm going to cook up, Pete.
Yeah, this is the fish when you don't catch any fish. Bacon.
Ah, well.
Oh, good.
Don't mean a thing, what shape or form that you're in. The place you're from, your wealth of the color of your skin. When all you have burns to the sky, it's all too late when you wonder why. Cornelia, time's been bad. You put smiles on everyone. I think of you and of all I should have done. Cornelia,
I thought we'd go and have drinks down on the beach. We'd just set up our chairs. Pete's down here chucking in a line, and I come down to have a chat to him, and next minute there's like 2 sharks, like literally right on the water's edge. So that was like, oh. That's our first shark sighting in WA. Blowing a gale out there today. Good time to leave, but then again I think we've got another couple of months of these winds coming in up off the ocean, so we better get used to it.
To book a campsite at 14 Mile Beach, you'll need to go through the WA Parks and Wildlife Service, the DBCA, online booking system, as Warroora Station is now part of the Ningaloo Coast managed camping areas. We'll add a link below.
So just on your way out of 14 Mile, there's a great facility with rubbish bins, and there's a dump point too just up here behind us. It's good having these jobs done before you hit the road and get into the next location.
So we're at the intersection of the main road and the dirt road that takes you down to 14 Mile. So this is where we're going to air up. There's bays here for people to air up off the main dirt road. So I'm going to do that now. So I let my tyres down to 16 when we came in, and that seemed to give us a softer ride, and it was very wet and there was a lot of mud, so we sort of sloshed through it with the tyres being a lot flatter with a broader surface on the base. So yeah, now I'm going to pump them back up to normal. Rule of thumb is normally half, but today I had them down to 16 and then I'll pump these back up to 40.
All right, so that's going to take Pete about half an hour to inflate the tyres up again. So I'm just going to make a quick coffee for us and then we can hit the road.
we pack up and say farewell to Warroora Station, we're reminded how places like this make you slow down and reflect. Our campsite, nestled in the dunes, greeted the sunrise as golden lights spilled over the sand dunes. Out here, where desert meets the ocean, time moves differently. The tides shape the shore, the wind carves the dunes, and nature flows unhurried, effortless and free. How lucky are we to experience this? Remote, off-grid camping offers something rare: peace, connection and escape from the noise. Maybe the real adventure is learning to be still, to listen, to let the quiet in. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss what's coming next. Until next time, keep exploring, stay adventurous, and we'll see you on the next one.